Hi everyone, if you're new to the channel, my name is Mark Knops and I race a custom Honda CRF 450RX. Today I'm going to walk you through the full kit that I wear for training, racing, rally raids, everything from base layer, protection, what I carry in my pack for those long days in the saddle. This video is for absolutely everyone, whether you're a newcomer to the sport or you're an advanced rider and just want some honest opinions on the kit that I've got. But if you are new to the sport, off-road racing is extremely dangerous. It can get pretty gnarly, especially during night sections. So it's very important that we prioritize safety above everything else. So I'm going to show you how I kit up. Let's jump in, first of all, with base layers. Bottoms, I wear the Fox Baseframe Padded Pro pants, and these sit below my riding pants and act as a protective base layer. As you can see, there is a 6mm padded insert here on the thigh, on each thigh, and one at the back covering the tailbone. These are really good. They take the sting out of low speed offs, but they're not going to offer much in terms of protection. They're made from a stretch compression fabric. It also doubles up as a liner plus knee brace sock. Price wise, you're looking at 130 quid UK. Not cheap, but they do the job. After base layer bottoms, you have base layer tops. Now don't go spenny on these, they're gonna get ruined. One for winter, one for summer. I like long sleeve personally. It just lets the armor sit a lot nicer. But this is just personal preference. If you wanna wear a long sleeve, short sleeve, no sleeve, do whatever you want. The purpose of these tops is sweat management, wicking all that moisture away from your body, keeping you dry, and also creating a comfortable foundation underneath your riding gear. Merino wool would be a great shout, but I don't think anyone can afford 4 to 5 merino wool tops costing 80 to 90 quid. Just honestly, go down to Decathlon, buy yourself some cheap sports tops. Up next, socks. The most underrated piece of kit that's not talked about. Okay, these are sealskins socks and they are completely waterproof. Why are these important? They keep your feet dry. Simple as, and people underestimate how important that is. If you're doing rally stages and you're doing hours upon hours and through the night, your feet are gonna get an absolute hammering. Adds comfort when your boots are waterlogged going through wet terrain. So it's really important that you have waterproof socks. Prevents blisters, yada yada yada. I don't need to explain that one to you. Get yourself some waterproof socks. However, they are not breathable. So regardless of whether your boots are completely waterlogged or if you're riding in dry using waterproof socks, your feet are gonna feel absolutely haggard. So at the end of a stage, whack these off, apply some foot powder, get your flip-flops on and air your feet. They will thank you for it. Top tip, if you're riding in hot conditions, ditch these and get yourself some sports socks. Get as much airflow to your feet when you're riding as humanly possible and make sure to change your socks every single day. Same for pants, wear something that's super breathable, super lightweight, isn't gonna give you chafing, so stay away from those budgie smugglers. Right, let's move on to the juicy kit. These are the Alpinestars Fluid Pro knee braces and they're so good and so expensive. Cost between £250 to £300 depending on where you get them from. They're not cheap. Serious bit of kit this, worth every penny. Here's why. These will protect you in serious accidents, and as you can see, they bend with movement. They're super malleable, and it's really important that you get a brace that bends with your limbs so that they're really comfortable because you're going to be standing up a hell of a lot of the time. I've had some serious crashes wearing these and there are quite a few scuff marks here and there, but here's the downside. If you have a really big off wearing these, it can break and tear. The plastic can shatter. So there's a reason why quite a lot of riders like opting for the neoprene knee braces, knee pads, but they just don't offer that same level of protection. These are incredible. Yes, they are expensive, but you can get braces double the price. They are a bit bulkier than regular braces, so some people might not like that. But for me, I'm not doing massive jumps. I'm riding really fast in a straight line or going over dunes or whatever it might be, whatever the stage entails. And so these are really good. If you're doing a lot of MX, I'd say that's probably a bit of overkill. They might be a bit too bulky for you. So the neoprene pads might be a better shout. And I've just noticed this has shattered at the top because I did have a big off not too long ago. So I probably wouldn't wear this on my next trip, which is a lot of money to spend on a knee brace, but if you're competing, you want the best gear possible. The reason why I would not wear this again is because that shattered. If I come off, it could snap off and go straight into my leg. That's the top, so that's gonna go straight into my thigh. That's gonna hurt. So that's a great top tip. Always check your gear before you ride because you might be putting your body at risk. I just love these though. Look at that. Really good. Okay, this is so good. Up next, I've got the chest protector. This is the Alpinestars Bionic Tech M3. This thing is an absolute suit of armour. Retails for £265 to £300 in current listings. Not cheap, but don't go half-assed with this. Why didn't I tell you about the protection this offers? You've got chest, back, you've got shoulders, elbows. I'm pretty sure you get waist protection somewhere in here. As you can tell, this thing is an absolute hassle to put on, but once it's on, it's not coming off and it's so comfortable. In terms of the ratings, you get level 2 certified protection in the back and exactly the same in the front. It's designed for off-road, so don't be wearing this thing on the road. It's not going to give you any protection because it hasn't got any abrasion resistance. As you can see, it's got loads of ventilation. All these little holes allow air to come through and keep you cool and dry. However, let's talk about the cons of wearing something like this. It's more bulky than just a classic jersey pad combo, and it's not cheap either. Might be overkill if you're going green laning or just a couple of laps of the MX track. So who is this suitable for? This is suitable for anyone doing high risk racing. Anyone that's going to be doing a lot of hours in the saddle, or if you're going to be predicting lots of offs like me, I come off a lot. I know that I'm going to have an off. That's the thing about MX riding or any off-roading. You're guaranteed to come off. It's not like road racing where there's lots of uncontrollable variables. Off-road racing, most of the accidents that happen are because of the fault of the rider rather than the environment. So you're gonna come off a lot. So if you know that you're gonna come off, well then you might as well invest in kit that's gonna make the fall less painful and keep you protected. Right, let's stick those over here. And up next is, these are the Alpinestars Supervented Tech 10 boots. And they are the best in the game. If anyone wants to challenge me on that, I'm happy to fight them over it. These are absolutely amazing. These are so expensive. I paid £680 a couple of years ago for these, and I saw them recently for about 380 quid. I couldn't believe it. Now, I've come off a fair few times wearing these, and they've always protected me, and the bike's fallen on my legs. I've never felt a single thing. These are like made out of concrete. Yes, they're bloody heavy, and there's no movement. They're so stiff. I know these are not for everyone. There are riders out there who love a bit more flexibility, and look, there's just none with these, but I like a stiff boot, and I'm on my pegs a lot. I'm riding standing up, and so a really stiff boot like this actually keeps me very nicely supported. But I understand if you like a bit more flex, but for me, these are 10 out of 10. They're 11 out of 10. Now, something very unique about these boots is that they come with an inner boot, and you might be wondering, why on earth would you have a boot that goes inside a boot? Very simple. Another added layer of protection. It also has this mesh structure which encourages airflow to your feet. But if we go back to the boot, you've got really high protection everywhere that you look. Strong soles, high quality buckles, shin plate, ankle support. This really is the best protection that you can ask for, which is why they're known as the top rated boot in the game. Great durability, very expensive, but these should last a lifetime. And what I really like about it is all these straps, the buckles, are interchangeable. When they wear out, when they break, you can switch these out. Look, they do cost a bomb, but this shouldn't be something that you're whinging over cost. It's going to protect your ankles, your legs. It's a seriously important bit of kit. Top tip, make sure you clean these after every ride. If you don't, the mud will stain the white yellow and these will look absolutely gipping. It's also really important to clean them because you don't want debris sitting underneath the buckles or getting in the vents. If you look after these, they will last a lifetime. Up next, pants and jersey combo. I'm an Alpinestars fangirl, as you can see, but you can wear whatever you like. If we start with the top, this is probably the least important bit of kit in your entire setup. Look, don't spend a lot of money on these like the base layers. These are going to get absolutely trashed. I know everyone wants to look cool, but I prefer black because it's just going to last longer in terms of staining and that kind of thing. But it does serve a purpose. It stops mud and crap getting into your gear, especially with the Alpinestars chest protector. It's got all those sort of air vents and you don't want mud and debris getting into those little holes. So this will prevent that. However, the pants will serve more of a purpose in terms of protection. They'll protect you from brush, mud, flying debris, but there's no hard armor, so you need to be wearing your protective gear underneath. Top tip, make sure you get the sizing right. You want these to fit over your kit, but you also don't want it loose and flapping about and just being jacked. So I wear 32 to 33 waist jeans. I'm 6'3", but with the Alpinestars bottoms, I wear a 36 and that fits me perfectly. Again, you don't need to go too spendy on these. You are going to be swapping them out more so than anything else because they're at the forefront of all your gear in terms of damages, falls, debris, all that kind of stuff. So you'll get through these more so than anything else, but I love Alpinestars as a brand because they're just really well made and I love the design. Up next is the Bell MX-9 helmet, and I absolutely love this, but some of you will be thinking, that's not a particularly good helmet, it's not very expensive. You're absolutely right in terms of cost. Why have I gone for a £150 helmet? It's very simple. I don't wear expensive helmets because they're too expensive to replace. So for those new to riding or haven't ridden before, the reason why you should change out your helmet is because these are not designed for multiple accidents. They're designed for one accident only, and then you get a new helmet. It may look fine from the exterior. This has taken an absolute battering, so I shouldn't be wearing this. It's got loads of scrapes, loads of dents, but who's to know if this is cracked on the interior? If I come off and this is cracked, it's not going to give sufficient protection to my head. So you have to swap your helmets out, which is why I've got another one of these on order. So yeah, that's why I don't go for top of the range lids, because A, I'm not sponsored by any fancy teams that can afford those lids, but it's just too expensive to keep swapping them out. Some key benefits: it has MIPS, which stands for Multi-Purpose Impact Protection System. Multi-Directional Impact Protection System, right, try and say that one again. Essentially, it reduces rotational forces in certain impacts. Forget the price, this is a decent lid, great protection, it's basic, great visibility, very well made. I like the design, I like the colour, removable, washable liner. It's got a polycarbonate shell, excellent ventilation. Okay, goggles, I run Oakley's. These are the Frontline Tough Blocks. I've got a pair in black. These cost 70 quid, these cost 30 quid, so not breaking the bank. Great field of view, very well made. I always come back to Oakley, especially these ones actually, the Tough Blocks. Very good ventilation, very comfortable. These cheapo ones, you know, I mean, they just serve a purpose really, and they just do the job, but they're not the best goggles in the world. But very comfortable, no complaints. As you can see, I've got two on me, one for day, one for night riding or very bad weather riding. And if you're doing a lot of stages in rallycross, then it's good to carry another pair on you so you can quickly switch between dark to clear. Up next is the USWE hydration pack. Sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly, I don't know how you pronounce that. This thing is an essential bit of kit. Keeps you hydrated when you're riding throughout the day. And I also run these with electrolytes, so that just enables you to be hydrated for longer. I use one of these per 500 ml of water. Let me just put this on. It's a really good piece of kit. It doesn't compromise on mobility. It's well made. It keeps weight distributed on your body. And as you can see, you can mount a GoPro there, which is really handy, on and off. You've got your drinking tube, which connects to your bladder in the back. It's just really comfortable. You barely even know that this thing is on. Keep this clean. If you run electrolytes and you put them in the bladder, make bloody sure to clean it out, because if you don't, something's going to grow and live in there. It's absolutely hanging. Once these are buggered, they're bloody impossible to clean, so you'll just have to buy replacements, which is annoying. And I know from buggering it up myself. Gloves, right, these are the Alpinestars Radar MX gloves. Oh, are these the Alpinestars Radar MX gloves? I don't know, one of them is. That's got a hard shell knuckle. This doesn't. Costs around 25 to 30 quid, so not a lot. I don't run expensive gloves purely because I just swap them out so often. Just a basic glove, protects you from the elements, protects you from mud and debris, and offers a lot of grip and control in wet and dry conditions. Downsides, the Velcro isn't the best, especially after these get wet a few times, so that's going to be flapping around a lot, does my head in. Apart from that, they are really comfy, good flexibility, lots of control, lots of movement, essential bit of kit. Top tip, carry a spare set with you, nothing worse than wet gloves. I stash mine down my front. Right, that's all the kit. So the next thing to do is to put this all on and show you what it looks like. Okay, with the braces, you've got one side shorter, one side higher. The one side that's higher goes to the exterior of your leg, to the outside of the leg. Let me demonstrate like that. Oh, for
snowboard.
Oh, snowboarding. Yeah. It's good kit. Chipping Norton.
Yeah, this is.
Yes, it's close.
More
For the moto.
Maybe it's for. No.
Yeah.
Maybe take.
Small for lawnmower.
No, yes, no pounds.
Okay.
They go in.
206.
Yes, is cabriolet. Is hard repair. This mistake is and taking for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, thank you, Sasha.
No, this is camera in kitchen door. This is door in kitchen.
So that's the full kit list. I've put this gear to the limits over the years. I've had some really quite gnarly accidents, one of which I was very lucky to walk away from if it wasn't for this kit. I've said it many times in this video already, but don't go half-assed. You will be coming off. This isn't road riding. Invest in key pieces and think smart about what you carry. Now, if there's any kit that you'd recommend, put it down in the comments. We would love to hear your opinion. If you don't agree with anything that I've said, let me know and why. And as always, ride safe, subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.